So back in 2022, I was 17 years old and I was playing for the Rogers Cup team at Subiaco Football Club, transitioning into league. I was gunning for the AFLW. I always had been ever since it was a thing. I grew up playing with the boys and my favourite player went from Matt Prittis to Dana Hooker pretty quick. I was on my way to a meeting with my coach, Farms, and I sat down with him in the empty stands. It was hot and it was very quiet, and I felt angry. I received earlier in the week the selection for the state team, and I hadn't made it. I felt that I was hard done by because there was no selection squad, so I didn't get to prove my worth or compare myself to others, which I feel was the mindset you go into in those elite teams trying to make it. So I asked my coach, why didn't they pick me? Why didn't they pick any girls from our team? And he told me with honesty, as Farms did, that they said I had no X factor, and that crushed me at the time. I felt nothing had really cut me at the age of 17. I had a pretty strong ego and I felt confident that I was good enough. But those words, they brought on the waterworks a little bit. I still felt, though, that wasn't true. And I knew what separated me was the way that I trained. I knew that I trained hard, so that's what I wanted to do. And playing league was a really big deal for me, and I loved my club, so I poured everything into that pre-season. I really enjoyed it. And coming into 2023, it was round 3, and I got the call up along with my 2 teammates, Eva and Charlotte Newland. And we'd made the state team, which we went on to Sydney. It was one of my favourite memories of my life so far. It was the night before playing against Victoria in Blacktown. Actually, I'll get to that. But we were watching the Matildas play, and it was that game that everyone remembers where Courtney Viney scored that goal to seal the game against France. And I remember the whole room was tense. We were sitting down on the carpet, and all of these girls that previously, I don't know, you feel like you're against each other. You're meant to come together as a team, but you're still comparing against others and competing for that spot. So it's quite an interesting dynamic to be a part of. But when we're all sitting down and she scored that goal, everyone leapt up at the same time and embraced each other and hugged, and it felt electric. It felt like it united us as a group, and it took the pressure off. The game the next day, we went out against Victoria, just riding off this energy. It was ecstatic, like running out onto the ground. And we played some really good team footy that day. That was our best game. I also kicked a goal, put up in the forward line, which I hold to that because I haven't kicked a WAFL goal yet. But to me, that felt like the X factor, being a usual halfback. And I was out there with my 2 teammates and the rest of my teammates. It felt really good. But the real thing I look back on is like the attitude I had at the time. I felt like I just wanted to put everything out there, like that was it, just try it. And I felt like I played with freedom, which is something that like I struggle with. The draft came and went and I didn't get picked up, but I thought, I'll get back to it, like same that I did with the state team. I'll continue to train, and you never know where the opportunity's gonna take you. I still felt that my confidence lowered after that, but I got a call up to train on with Freo, and that was a really good experience for me, like just to improve my skills. and just give you that little external boost that, oh, somebody sees it in you, which people did, but I didn't quite see it in myself. Like, ever since I heard that, it wasn't fully there anymore, and it still like hinders me, I feel, over the last 2 years of WAFL W. So after the 2024 season, my second draft year, I felt that I'd hit a limit at my club, my current club, my old club, which was Subiaco. I felt like I was reaching out for feedback, but not receiving it back. And there was a ceiling that I wanted to break through, but I was unsure of how to get there. And I remember seeing West Perth play a game against Claremont. I watched it on my TV at home, and Claremont are the pinnacle of the WAFL W. They have been, not undefeated, but they've won 3 out of the last 4 premierships, haven't they? I don't know. Yeah, they're great, drilled inside. And I remember seeing West Perth, like in the final dying minutes of this game, come together, and they moved the ball in a team. They flowed up the field, connected, and kicked the goal to seal the game. And I'd go up on the couch like full Subi player, and I screamed for them because it was an incredible moment. But yeah, that really inspired me, and I felt like I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of the euphoric footy where the players out there, it didn't come down to 5 or 6 of those best players carrying the team. It was everyone. You couldn't pick one to man up. So I reached out to the club and had a meeting with Deggers, my coach, and within 5 minutes I felt like we just connected, and he understood the feedback I was reaching out for. I came to the table with some notes, because I've always been one to take notes in my journal and self-reflect on my games. And I said, this is what I want, and what do you think? What can you offer me? And I was sold pretty much straight away. He just said, yeah, I don't know. He just looked at the game in a different broader way, rather than bringing it down and trying to convince you and like pump you up. He just was confident in what he had. And now moving over to this club, like, it took a while to really feel like the heart. And I also felt I still wanted to achieve this goal of AFLW. So this club was gonna give me those skills, and poured everything into the women's program, like pioneered that in our competition. And I really respected that. So if I was in the environment, then there was no limit there. It was up to me to push through that. But I felt that throughout my games, I felt myself like holding off the ball. And this was something I prided myself on, that I'm like an in and under player, always gun for the ball. And I felt like I'd go in, I'd get it, and I'd give it off. And that was my job done. And I got really good at that. Like, I can pick it up and give it up real quick and let everyone else go. Like, I had this good team around me that could run and carry and do that. But then it felt like I was still in that same spot of being like defensively mindseted, like that half back of like, oh yeah, that's my job done. And I came here to break through that. I was given the opportunity as a midfielder to break through that. So moving forward, like, I look back on the player I was at the time in the state competition, where I played with freedom and this attitude of trying it. And I feel like I look back and think, how do I get there again? Like, how do I get that mindset of that I can pull it off and actually go for it, instead of holding back and doubting, oh, if I take this game on in an attacking way, I'm going to be shut down, and that's embarrassing, or that's failure. But it's not, because if you don't try it, well, you stay in the same spot. And then you try it and it doesn't come off, but like, if you waste time thinking about that, you're not going to try it again. And I feel like those great players that they do it so many times that they build that confidence in themselves to keep pulling it off again. And I admire those sorts of players like Mia Russo or Ella Roberts or Ziffy Fish. They take that game on, they step that play, they go up for that mark, they shoot for the goal, and that is like X factor. But what I think it is confidence in yourself. And I feel if you train hard to get there and you back yourself, yeah, it might just come off. So, yeah.